swear you cannot make this stuff up. You just can't. Oh my gosh. Did Kim and Khloe just throw Meghan Markle and Prince Harry under the most glitziest, glamorous tour bus in Hollywood? Like, did they just do that? Or was it really just two sisters talking on a podcast about their mom and Jer's 70th birthday party, which was like a couple months back? I think it was beginning of November. Were they just innocently nostalgic about the night and just talking about like, oh, oh, it was just so innocent. There's just so much to unpack here. It exposed Meghan Markle for what she was trying to do. It actually answers questions, for me at least, in regards to their PR person who left. My gosh, like she just was like shortly after that whole incident, and it clears up the whole consent form they didn't check off. It's just so ridiculous. Go grab your tea. There's so much to talk about because just the way Kim Kardashian speaks so calm and so matter of fact and doesn't have to raise her voice and just talk about what happened. It really just exposes Meghan for what and who she is. Go grab your tea. We got so much to talk about. Oh my God. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla and I'm a royal watcher. I want to say thank you to everyone who migrated over here from TikTok. I totally appreciate that. It's been going a little wild over there. I love it. It's just so much drama and all the hate I've been getting, but it's been working for me. So keep the hate coming. If you're hate watching, I love you too. Actually, I love you more because you're the ones that tune in the most and you boost my algorithm. So thank you. Anyway, we're going to talk about that whole Kim and Khloe podcast thing. Let's get into it because I have an article that I'm going to read from InStyle magazine. So we'll pull it up and read it. Kim Kardashian breaks her silence on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle photo scandal at Kris Jenner's birthday party. It was just made into something that was so crazy and ridiculous, and it absolutely was. Last November, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were among a bevy of celebrities at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party, held at the Beverly Hills home of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez Bezos. After the soiree, both Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner posted photos of themselves with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex on Instagram. Kim posting a photo of herself with Meghan and Kris posting one of herself with both Harry and Meghan. Soon after posting, though, the photos were deleted. At the time, rumors abounded about what happened, from reports that Harry and Meghan declined photo sharing consent, per People magazine, and another report declared that there were no consent forms at the November 8th bash. On the January 28th episode of Khloe Kardashian's podcast, Khloe in Wonderland, Kim set the record straight about what really happened at the party and why the photos were deleted. Quote, "The PhotoGate," Khloe teed up. The PhotoGate from Mom's 70th. To this, Kim responded, "It really was innocent, which is so crazy." I'm saying this in Kim's voice. Mom and Meghan have been friends for some years now, and they have a really sweet relationship. Now, let's talk about that. Not much is not a lot, but there's a lot there, whether you believe it or not. So Kim is already letting us know that that's Kris's friend, not her friend. So she's not on Kim's level where they just hang out. That's Kris and that's Meghan. And they're not really friends. If you ask me, I think that the reason why Kris and Meghan even have a relationship is because Meghan pursued Kris, in my opinion. And that's because she's just trying to like social climb and get her way into that Kardashian clan. That's what I think. And then Kim goes on to say that, that they have this really sweet relationship. How condescending is that? They have this really sweet relationship. I'm not going to keep doing that, but I keep hearing it in my head. So you're talking about the Duchess of Sussex and you're calling it the relationship. It's just really sweet. That is such a kick in the back in the most glamorous way. Kim is not to be played with. It goes on to say, We took a photo, Kim continued, and then I think we were all going through them. We were all communicating about what we're going to post. We're never ones to post without permission. We are like, it's not who we are. Now, I actually do believe that. The Kardashians don't need to be scandalous with regards to like posting unauthorized photos of people for a little headline. I mean, is it possible? Sure, but you know, they're huge enough to not have to do that. They have credibility. If anybody needs to lie about anything, it would be Meghan, because Meghan is the one that was there. Let's talk about that. Meghan is the one that needs to clean up that whole thing, not the Kardashians. They're living their best life. Their mom's birthday party and everyone who was somebody was there. They didn't need Meghan's PhotoGate at all. So then Khloe interjects, "We're very respectful," Khloe interjected. Kim continued, "We have the craziest, funnest photos from that night, you know, but we were posting just like fun photos," to which Khloe added, "dignified photos." And so we're totally, you know, we were told that it was totally cool to post, Kim said. And then after it was posted, I think they realized it was Remembrance Day. And they didn't want to be seen at a party, even though it's already up, you know, and then taken down. And then I think they realized, like, oh, this was silly. Remembrance Day, held annually on November 11th, is one of the most somber days of the year that the British royal family recognizes, as it honors armed force members who died in the line of duty. They didn't forget about that, because Harry was wearing a poppy. So he remembered it was Remembrance Sunday. So I think that was Kim's nice way of trying to make it seem like, oh, they forgot. Oh, no, they didn't forget. Meghan was there on purpose. And Harry's poppy reminds everyone that they remembered it was Remembrance Sunday. So Khloe then mentioned that Harry and Meghan did baby to baby night right before, referring to baby to baby gala with Duke and Duchess of Sussex attended before heading over to the Jenner's party. The gala is an annual fundraiser for mothers and children living in poverty, and Meghan's longtime friend Serena Williams was chosen as an honoree at last November's event. Well, it's like a charity event, Kim added of the gala. So like that was fine, but maybe not partying and dancing on the dance floor or whatever. So we took them down to respect Remembrance Day. Oh, really? You didn't take them down to respect Harry and Meghan. The Kardashians had more respect for Remembrance Day than Harry and Meghan did. Because Harry and Meghan, if they were going to do anything for it, little poppy, that's nice. But like, you know, they could have done a little more. And then like, you got to laugh at like the situation sometimes and just like lighten it up and if everyone's taking it the wrong way, like lean in, Kim said. I was like, we should do a full Skims campaign. Take the photo, even just like, I'll shoot you at mom and, you know, post it and then delete it like 30 minutes later and then say, oh, sorry, I didn't have permission to post those photos for the campaign. So that's an entrepreneur, because that's Kim thinking in the right fashion, capitalizing off of the situation. Meghan should have taken a page from her book, because it actually probably would have worked out a lot better than the way it did. You know, you should do that, Khloe said, to which Kim responded, that's what I was like. That would have hit so funny. If we just made it light and made it funny, you know, I think it would be like received differently. But I hated how that was received for everyone, Kim continued of the controversy. That sucks, she added. It just made it into something that was so crazy and ridiculous that just didn't have to be. For the evening, Meghan wore a black wrap-style dress that showed off one leg, a source told People. Can we talk about that for a second? Because I personally looked at that outfit and I'm not really one to critique, but it really was not a very flattering outfit. It looked like 2 shades of black. She seems to do that a lot. When she went to Paris, she had on 2 shades of white. The woman needs a stylist if she doesn't have one, or if she has one, she needs a different one, because I'm not a fashionista, and those little things like that, I wouldn't have done anything like that. I wouldn't have worn like 2 different colors of black. And you really see it when she's standing next to Kim Kardashian, who looks nearly perfect. And you could see the two shades of whatever she had going on. Anyway, they arrived hand in hand and looked very happy, the insider said of Harry and Meghan at Jenner's party. So there you have it. There you have it. They went to this party. They really shouldn't have been there. If you're going to try to link yourself to the royal family, then maybe you should act a little bit more royal. I didn't hear about William and Catherine swinging from chandeliers, looking drunk out of their mind the day before with the poppy on. You would never see them do anything like that. Not saying they would never do anything like that. I don't know William and Catherine. I do know that you'll never catch them doing anything like that. It's silly. Harry knew better, which was why he was wearing the poppy. Meghan wasn't wearing a poppy. And then here they are in this party looking like crazy fools. Another way to look at it is Kim was just like, let's just capitalize off of it. Let's do a Skims campaign and, you know, let's just post it up and I'll delete it down, like make fun of it. Kind of like what Gwyneth Paltrow did with her probably. I think that's probably what went down when that whole, I don't remember what the whole situation was, but it was like the Gwyneth Paltrow, Meghan thing. And then all of a sudden Meghan was at Gwyneth's house eating a piece of pie. To debunk pretty much what everyone was saying at the time. I totally forgot what that was about, but similar to that. So Meghan really just needs to learn how to relax because she's just so stuck on this image to be perfect that it's to her own detriment. She doesn't even make sense with what she does because she doesn't understand how to be media savvy like the people that she's amongst. These women, such as Gwyneth Paltrow, the Kardashians, they've got it. They know what it takes. They're in it. If you're going to be a part of this world and you're going to cozy up to these people, maybe you should take advice from them and do what they're saying to do. Meghan is fixated, in my opinion, on making everyone look at her a certain way and like revel in this regality that she believes she has. It just is almost as if she wants everyone to place her on this throne as if she's this flawless human being that's every freaking woman. To Meghan Markle's legion of followers, she's the epitome of living her best life and everybody's just jealous, right? And to people that royal watch and to royalists, she's pretty much like a specimen in a lab where they just dissect her every single move and point out every single flaw. And so she's a very polarizing person because you have people that are like 100%, oh, Meghan is the best. Meghan Sussex. Meghan Duchess of Sussex. She's a wife, a mom, an entrepreneur. She's a business owner, a podcaster, an influencer. She's also a humanitarian. She's an executive producer. Did I say that already? She's every woman, right? You know what they say, jack of all trade, master of none, but she's all of those things. But let us not forget, she is a victim. And according to her husband, who recently was in court simultaneously while she was at Sundance promoting Cookie Queens, her life has been made a misery because of all of the illegal gathering of evidence of whatever paparazzi. Well, I don't even really know where Harry was going with that. But she's living her best life. But at the same time, Harry says she's in misery. Which is it? Pick a side, any side. If you're going to be miserable and this is why, then stay there. If you're living your best life, then stay there. But all of this back and forth, it just gives me whiplash. And I don't see how people can just sit there, at least her followers, can go with every single story and find an angle to make it try to be true. It's not true. She can't be living her best life and miserable at the same time. It's just not possible. And isn't it rich that Kim Kardashian has more credibility and integrity than Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has right now? Meghan and Kim's story are two totally different stories. And I believe Kim. That's pretty sad because the Duchess of Sussex has been caught in so many minuscule lies about so many little things that you can't really believe anything at this point. So here we are. You have Kim setting the record straight. Unlike the royal family, Meghan is out of her depth. She's 100% out of her depth because Kim is not like the royal family where she won't explain and complain. She's out and she's setting the record straight. Meghan's not used to that. And make no mistake, that was Kim and Khloe roasting Meghan Markle. And they had her served up on a silver platter and the oven turned off before people even realized that Meghan was roasted. That's how smooth that was. Yeah, Meghan, she stepped into a rattlesnake den at this point. How in the world did Meghan think it was a good idea to have this whole night of Kris Jenner's birthday party be centered around anything about her? She's not accustomed to like taking the spotlight from someone and someone biting back. And in Kim's fashion, the way she did it was smooth as wine. No, not as ever wine. Nope, not that garbage. She was smooth about it because she came on this podcast. She's talking to her sister, and it's just like this laid back conversation. And she's saying that, oh, Meghan's not my friend. She's my mom's little friend. That was like a low blow right there. Like, she's not my friend, and she's mom's little sweet friend. How insulting is that? I know Meghan is seething. And then she goes on to tell the story, and I believe that it really went down like that. I believe she offered her to come do a Skims thing. Why not? Why not? But Meghan, if you're going to play with the big dogs, you really need to just go with it. You got to pick a side. You cannot play both sides of the fence. You can't do it. And here you've been reminded of that. And do you think that do you think that she's ever going to get an invitation to anything else? Because at this point, Meghan Markle has burned every bridge in Hollywood and Harry has burned every bridge back to the UK. These two are like on Meghan Island right now and they are stuck. I don't know how they're going to make their way out of it. Well, what do you think in the comment section? Let me know what you think about the interview. If you haven't seen it, it actually is pretty good. Take a look at it. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I drop a new video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.